Today's Chicago Bears post-game show is presented by Magic Spoon. Get $5 off when you go to magicspoon.com/Bears. Guys, this is the healthiest cereal in the game. It's high in protein, 0 grams of sugar, low in carbs as well. It's magicspoon.com/Bears. There will be a link in the comments and in the description. The Bears improved to 1-1 after a weird game, to say the least, against the Cincinnati Bengals. 20-17 is the final, and we'll break it down here on Chicago Bears Now. Andy Dalton left with a minor knee injury. Justin Fields played. A lot to dissect here. Vintage Bears defense in this one as well. It was 20-3 with 4.5 minutes left, so that final score maybe not indicative of how much better the Bears played than Cincinnati for the most part. What is your one-word reaction to today's game? Weird, bizarre, win, anything exciting? It was a very interesting game, so let me know, what is your one-word reaction to today's game between the Bears and the Bengals? My one word, defense. And in an NFL where everything is about offense nowadays, the defense is what really stood out in this game, really for both teams, but especially these Chicago Bears. Look at the defensive numbers the Bears put up in this one. They held a potent Cincinnati attack to less than 250 yards of total offense. Passing yards, only $179. Bengals couldn't get anything running the football with Joe Mixon. Yards per play only at 4.6. And four takeaways, including 3 straight interceptions from Joe Burrow on 3 consecutive passes. Add a fumble in there as well, and this Bears defense was absolutely dominant. Roquan Smith had a pick 6 in this one. That was a huge play in this game to make it a 17-3 game, because the Bears offense missed a lot of opportunities to really just put this game away. But at the end of the day, defense got it done. The Bears improved to 1-1 with a 20-17 win over the Cincinnati Bengals. If you loved this defensive performance, like this video. Hit that thumbs up icon. I'm expecting hundreds and hundreds of likes on today's show. If you're fired up for the defense today, then like this video. Andy Dalton, let's go there next. He did leave the game with the knee injury, was questionable to return. Matt Nagy decided to roll with Justin Fields the rest of the game. He doesn't believe this Dalton injury to be super serious. Fields took over, played from there, was a little up and down. We'll talk more about Fields throughout this as well. Obviously, number one, no one likes injuries, and if you do, you're a total fraud. You don't want to see this. Obviously, everybody is excited for Justin Fields. We all want to see him play, but Andy Dalton started well in this game, so it's unfortunate to see him go down. Now, it's not an ACL tear or anything like that. Doesn't sound super serious. I think if he had to return, he could have returned to this game, but Nagy opted to go with the Rook the rest of the way, and the results were a mixed bag. The final stat line doesn't really tell the story. 6 of 13, 60 yards and a pick. The pick was really bad. Let's make that very clear. Allen Robinson dropped a touchdown. Darnell Mooney had a chance to catch a deep crosser. That really could have been more like 8 for 13 for about 125 yards and a touchdown, but instead, 6 of 13 for 60 yards and an interception. So a mixed bag for Fields. Dalton started well before he left. The question is, who is the Week 3 starter? Is it Andy Dalton or is it Justin Fields? Get your votes in down in the comments section. Who would you like to see start in Week 3 of the NFL season against the Cleveland Browns? Go ahead and let us know as the Bears win 20-17. While that might still be up for debate, something that is not is Magic Spoon cereal. Guys, they are crushing the cereal game because they have figured out how to make delicious cereal while also keeping it healthy. 13 to 14 grams of protein per serving with Magic Spoon. 0 grams of sugar. Yes, 0, compared to mainstream cereals that are usually 12 grams of sugar. And only 4 grams of net carbs as well. And you can get $5 off at magicspoon.com/Bears. I'm a huge fan of their cereal. The peanut butter is fantastic. So is the cocoa-flavored cereal as well. Love both of these. You can even combine them together if you want. It all works the same. magicspoon.com/Bears. Get $5 off. We'll have a link in the comments and in the description. What I would do in Week 3, I would keep it rolling. Now, I'd be lying if I said Justin Fields came in here and just tore it up, threw for 220 yards in the second half, and clearly you have no choice but to make him the starter. He didn't. 6 of 13, like I said, 60 yards, ran for 31 yards, threw a really bad pick. Now, had a critical scramble after that pick once the game was 20-17 to help ice the game. So that was nice to see. I thought he held onto the ball a little bit too long a couple of times as well. But you see the flashes of greatness there. You see the arm strength. He's throwing from one hash to the other sideline. You see the arm strength on display. Threw a beautiful ball to Allen Robinson on a tough catch in the end zone. Should have been caught. It was not. Went right through his arms. A-Rob has to make that play. I would keep it rolling with Fields. We'll see what happens. Nagy's going to get peppered throughout the week on this one, but I would keep it rolling with Justin Fields. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, because if Fields gets named the official Week 3 starter, we will cover it here at youtube.com/BearsNow. The latest Bears news, rumors, live streams, and more. By the way, we got a $100 super chat during our live watch party, so I'm going to shave this bad boy during our Tuesday live show. Subscribe. Don't miss it. We'll be live on Tuesday, 4 o'clock Eastern and 3 o'clock Central Time. Let's talk more about Allen Robinson. Caught a nice touchdown pass from Andy Dalton. Had a critical first down on a 3rd and 12 from Justin Fields, but 2 catches, 24 yards, dropped a touchdown. I need more, man. You want to get paid. You want to get top dollar. Got to be more productive. You got to get him more targets, but he's got to make the plays when he does get those targets. So I was pretty disappointed by that touchdown drop. If he catches that, the game's over. It's not even in question at the end of the game. Darnell Mooney had a good game, 6 catches, 66 yards. He needs to catch that deep crosser from Justin Fields, but I thought overall he played pretty darn well. I'm making sure that stat is right. 6 catches for, 66 yards. That is correct for Darnell Mooney. He gets open a lot. Get him targets as well. Good 1-2 punch at receiver. I need A-Rob to get that touchdown, though. I need him to catch that. Running the football, it was harder today. 20 carries, 61 yards for David Montgomery. Was able to ice the game late, which was positive. 3 catches, 18 yards as well. He is a weapon in the passing game. So not the most efficient game for Monty, but still effective enough to get the job done. I didn't think the blocking for the run game was nearly as good this week. Basically, what I'm saying here offensively is you got to find consistency. I thought the play calling was fine. Overall, again, I'm sure a lot of you guys will say Matt Nagy was terrible. Once again, if A-Rob catches that ball and it's a 24-3 game, is anyone saying that? If Darnell Mooney catches that one, is anyone saying that? Players got to make plays. You got to catch the ball. You got to block better. Nagy's got to be a better coach. It takes everyone to make this offense take off, which is why I would keep it rolling with Fields. Just give him the reps with the ones this week, and let's see what he can do in a tough road environment against the Cleveland Browns next week. We talked about a few guys on defense. Eddie Jackson, thought he played a lot better today. Had a nice tackle for loss. Had a forced fumble as well, which led to a turnover. That was nice. The defense was fantastic. Jaylon Johnson had an interception, one of 3 players who had one. We mentioned Roquan Smith with a pick 6. Angelo Blackson also had an interception on a tip ball. Jaylon Johnson's going to be a superstar. 4 pass breakups in one game. 4. Had a pick as well. He was tremendous in this game against a good Bengals passing attack led by Joe Burrow and those wide receivers. Burrow, 19 of 30, 207, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. About 40% of that volume in the fourth quarter, too, down 20-3. It all counts, but this Bears defense picked him off on 3 straight passes at one point. They were harassing him. The Bengals O-line could not block this Bears defensive front. This was a vintage Bears defensive performance. Who was the Bears MVP against the Cincinnati Bengals? Let's hear it from you guys down in the comment section. Who deserves the game ball after this game? The whole defense. You can't pick one guy. The entire defense was fantastic. Akeem Hicks was setting the tone with the attitude that he plays with and the energy that he brings to the table as well. Roquan Smith pick 6. If you had to pick one guy, probably him. That really opened up the game. Also, I thought he was tremendous. Jaylon Johnson was locked down. I mean, the linebacker play. It was just all good. The safeties bounced back. Sean Desai made adjustments, and the players responded, and that was huge for this Chicago Bears team and this defense that still needs to be good if this Bears team wants to make a run at the playoffs. By the way, if you start 1-1, 42% chance of making the playoffs, 0-2, down to 12%. This was a must-win, and the Bears ended up getting it. So the Bears win 20-17 over the Cincinnati Bengals in their home opener. We'll see what happens with the quarterback situation moving forward, and Matt Nagy's got to decide quick because the Bears are hitting the road to face the Cleveland Browns next week. Who you got in that matchup? Type CHI for the Chicago Bears. Type CLE for the Cleveland Browns. Get your votes in down in the comments. Who you got in this matchup? And be sure to subscribe to us here at Bears Now. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. We'll keep you guys up to date with the latest Chicago Bears news, rumors, and a whole lot more.